Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennessee Shoichi's Path. So, yeah, we had kind of a big thing in the last episode. Man, oh man, we really pissed off his dad. So we gotta make him. Well, I wouldn't say make amends, but we gotta go after our boy. We gotta pursue him. We need to tell him he needs to pursue his life dreams. You guys can't tell, I'm very tired. It's really late. But yeah, I want to go ahead and bring you guys another video before I start settling in for the night. So guys, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes of entertaining. Let's jump right in. Alarm saying you are up, and let's go. Okay. Grunts of effort as people practice their serves, their strokes, and all their kinds of shots. It all sounds like music to my ears. I didn't realize how much I missed it until today. That's a feeling that I haven't felt in such a long time. For the past few years, all I can remember is feeling content during practice, but never really looking forward to it. Matches are always a thrill, but even those had started getting dull after a while. But for some reason, I feel like the fire inside me that had been blown out so long ago was now starting to light itself back up. It's in my best interest to see that it keeps lit. That it's kept lit. There you are! I was wondering when you were going to get out of the locker room. Sorry, I guess I got lost in thought for a bit. How are our numbers doing today? Today's the first practice session we've had in the courts in a while, so I wonder how many of the members actually showed up. It's so far. A lot of our seniors aren't accounted for, and that's just considering the ones that haven't officially quit the club already. Have we had many quitters? Not as many as I thought we would. But then again, it's only June. So you're saying to give it time? Pretty much, yeah. I'm sure we're going to have a few more. That's just how it goes with seniors. This time of year tends to be pretty difficult for most school clubs. Usually not many senior year students stick around with their clubs until the end of the year. Either leave right at the start of the school year or leave right around the second midterm period. Sure, we have a few others that leave here and there, sprinkled around the year, but most of the time, those are the known mass quitting periods. How are you feeling? You up to practice hard? I feel invigorated. Give me some balls and let me hit them as hard as I can. That's great. I'm glad to see you so enthusiastic. I'm sure it'll help motivate our juniors, too, and they need all the motivation they can get. They do? Why? Saya's shoulders slump and she sighs deeply, shaking her head. I really wish you'd pay a little more attention sometimes. Spare me the theatrics and just answer my question. Sheesh, so rude. Saya! Fine, you don't have to yell. One of our juniors have taken the results of the last tournament pretty hard. They have? 1 second. Alright. Yeah, seriously. Paying attention to some of the other members sometimes, too. You're the vice captain, and it would help me a bunch if you could get your head out of your ass every now and then. Is this how you ask people for help? Because I feel even less inclined to listen now. That guy you played against in the finals, he played against a lot of our members too, not just you and Kaikun. Sorry about that, guys. And, well, it wasn't pretty. Oh yeah, I can imagine that. That match was really rough. I'm still very surprised that I managed to win it in the end. There were lots of times during that it didn't really seem like victory was possible. And yet, playing against someone like him really got me excited to try harder. That's because it really was a tight match. For those experienced players who are suddenly faced with a wall that high, it's hard not to let the frustration consume you. Feelings of, I can't do this after all, or I'd suffer less if I just gave up, are bound to occur. When I think about it that way, I can't help but feel a little bad for our juniors. Are Kaslik and I the only ones who came out of it feeling more motivated? Pretty much, yeah. A lot of our juniors are really inexperienced. Many of them just joined the club because they found out we had high-ranked players here and they felt inspired by us. They only at the stage of this is kind of fun. Tennis is just a thing they do to pass time. They're not really serious about it. So it's pretty normal for them to feel dejected after experiencing huge losses. And it wasn't just against the Attica guy. Very few of our players have managed to qualify for the next stage of competition this year. It's one of our worst yields in a while. It is? Geez, do you know anything? Honestly, I'm starting to feel a little bit bad for being so clueless. I guess I should listen more often when Sai and Mikado-sensei talk to me. Or at me. I'm just so used to getting lectured that I just kind of tune them out by default. Probably not a good thing, but I'll still reserve judgment on that. We only had 3 guys and 4 girls qualifying for the regional tournament. That's 7 people in total. Last year we got 13. Oh, that really doesn't sound good. How many did we have qualify for nationals last year? 3. 2 guys and 1 girl. Ouch, you mean me, you, and Kaikun? Yep. Those really are terrible numbers. Maybe I really should get more involved in these aspects of running the club. Why are we even considered a successful club anyway? I mean, I get that me and Saya are ranked really high, but just 2 players don't carry a club. I really should have made Keiko my vice captain. Then at least I'd get some more help with this stuff. Hey, that's a bit of a low blow. Good. You know, I don't need this attitude. Well, too bad. I'm in a bit of a bad mood today, so you're getting it anyway. Jeez, woman, what got into you today? You were fine earlier. You mean when you ditched me in the roof? Yes. No hesitation whatsoever. You guys are really mean to me all the time. Yeah, I don't really care for the whole playing victim thing. I'm just gonna go practice. What? I walk right by Saya, leaving her behind in stunned silence while going up to one of the courts and picking up a basket full of balls. I already know where this little dance leads, right into me getting guilted into something. It's happened a lot over the years. I'm numb to it by now. For the next 15 minutes, I just focus on practicing my serve, so much so that I start losing track of time. Hitting the ball as hard as I can feels really therapeutic. Granted, I don't really get many shots inside doing that, but it's a nice way of working out my stress. And, well, it might have the added benefit of increasing my accuracy when serving super hard. Who knows? Either way, Saya doesn't really come by again to bug me. It's not like I don't consider the things she said. I probably could stand to do more around here, but I really don't have the patience to deal with the guilting. For some reason, the juniors seem to be giving me weird looks every now and again. Is there something wrong? Well, that's a seriously scary face you've got right there. Oh, that's a seriously scary face you've got right there. Another long ears appears around me, staring right into my face. As soon as I turn around to meet his gaze, he immediately looks away from me. Pardon? Did you and Mizuguchi-senpai get into a fight again or something? You're both looking like you're about to kill someone. Or, well, she looks like she's about to kill someone. No, I wouldn't call it a fight. Is that so? Are you alright? Crying out loud, not this again. Why does everyone keep asking me that? Yes, I'm fine. Do you need something? Doesn't exactly inspire confidence when you say I'm fine with that kind of look on your face. Get to the point. That is its own point in and of itself, but alright. I was wondering if you wanted to play a practice match today. Sure, why not? Better than hitting the ball into nothing. Right, I'm just gonna call Coach over. He also said he wanted us to play against each other, so I'm sure he'll want to watch. Tennis practice continues on as usual, even if a little tense. A few hours later. Oh man, my whole body is aching right now. I think I might have pulled a muscle at some point in there. I was going so hard at it all day and didn't even stop to consider how much I was overexerting myself. Feeling in a bad mood, it was really a bad idea. Heading into the locker room, I see a few other guys hanging around and chatting. Some of them are getting changed as well, and I quickly look away from those. There are a few volleyball team players in here, so maybe they finally finished practice on their end. I guess now that Shoichi isn't around, they don't get held back forever. Probably not going to be something that they'll miss. Oh, hello there. Sitting on one of the benches is a familiar white wolf with a towel thrown on top of his head. Somehow his fur is even wider than the towel's fabric. That's quite a feat. He has an intense look in his eyes, even as he looks down at the ground. I feel compelled to talk to him. Are you picking a fight with the floor or something? Huh? Who? He looks up as soon as he sees me. I notice the tiniest hint of his expression softening. It's only a little bit, but his brows seem like they relaxed a little, and even the corner of his mouth twitched for a second. Ah, that is an annoying sound. Okay. Ah, it's just you. What do you want? You look pretty pissed off, and that's coming from me. What's up? What do you care? Come on, man. I just worked super hard and I'm tired. Don't make me drag it out of you. There it is again, the twitch on the corner of his mouth. Almost like he's forcing himself not to smile. Practice is annoying. This whole working together thing is bullshit. And yet you haven't been kicked out of the team. Why's that? Haruki looks away from me, grumbling something that I can't quite hear. Guess it doesn't hurt to try. I'm sorry, what? Nothing. Don't you have better things to do than to bother me? You'd think. Honestly, why am I talking to him? This guy's the crudest person I know, and always a headache. Why on earth do I keep talking to him? I must really be a sucker for punishment. Yuck, that's a really disgusting thought. I refuse. How's the team? Annoying. Boy, aren't you articulate? No, you dipshit. I meant, how are you doing since Shoichi left? Oh. He coos softly in response to my question, staring vacantly into space while his brows furrow and twitch. I can almost picture the gears going inside his head. It's an amusing thought. They're okay, I guess. Not much time to be sad when you have to work. There's still the next tournament. Wow, that's really pragmatic coming from you. The wolf frowns, cocking his head to the side and staring at me as if he just heard something stupid. I'm not a girl. I said pragmatic, not pregnant, you dumbass. The hell does that mean? Is it some kind of foreign language? It's Japanese. It means being practical. Oh, why didn't you just say so? Oh god, this guy might be more of an idiot than I initially thought. No wonder he's a delinquent. Either way, I guess I'm glad in a way that things are still going smoothly. Well, sort of. This team is really crappy without a dog around. He speaks loudly enough that some of his teammates hanging around the locker room turn to shoot him angry looks. He completely shrugs them off, not even registering their presence. Ugh. I feel like such a dumb dweeb for saying this, but the dog really was really good. He's the only one that could bring out this team's full potential. Damn, that's really nice of you. Yeah, whatever. There's no denying it. This guy has definitely softened up tremendously. It would probably make me a little happier to hear if I wasn't so conflicted right now. The more I hear about it, the less I want Shoichi to give up on volleyball. He should be in here practicing with his team. It's bullshit that he's not allowed to do just because of Takahiko-san. Ugh, remembering things that I'd rather forget about. I had thought of maybe giving Shoichi some more space, but I don't think I can do that. I need to talk to him and sort things out. I feel like if I stay away much longer, then I won't be able to talk to him again. If you'll excuse me, I kinda need to go now. Haruki shrugs, grabbing his towel from his head and stuffing it back into his bag. Not my problem. I'm gonna go shower. Don't even think of trying to sneak a peek. Very funny. I wish I could tell him not to say that sort of thing in public, but if I act like I'm bothered by it, then it'll just sound offensive. Sometimes I really hate this guy. I quickly jog my way through the campus, heading to the only place that Shoichi could still be. If he's not here, then he surely will have left for home. However this conversation ends up going, I feel like having it through the phone would be really inappropriate, so I'd rather not. I need to see him face to face, even if that does make it much harder to keep my thoughts focused. I knock on the door, waiting around to see if there's any response. Other than a couple people passing by the hallway here and there, the entire place is lifeless and quiet. And again, it is late in the day already. Most clubs will have already finished their activities. Crap. Could it be that the student council room is done for the day, too? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, yep. Page 1. Oh yeah, there you go, go rename it, okay. Shoichi. There we go. Sweet. And this is going to be... K-Suk. There we go. Hey, nice. Alright. Thank you, person in the comments who told me that. I forgot your name. Sorry, it's late, I'm tired. Crap. Okay, alright. I quickly try on the door only to find that it is locked. Oh! Great. Suddenly the entire trek over here feels like it was pointless. Great job, Yuichi. What now? Leaning my back against the wall, I let myself slide down until I'm sitting on the ground. There's a tightness in my chest that I can't quite describe. I can't tell if it's irritation or sadness or anything, really. It's just tight. Shoichi, I want to see you. Ah, great, now I'm talking to myself. Regardless of the situation, that's never a good sign. I had better head home and wash up. Maybe a hot shower will get my head out of this funk. Or at the very least, I'll be in a funk without smelling funky. I dropped my bag right next to the sofa, looking around the house to see if I can find any traces of other people. The lights were off and there were no shoes by the door, so I guess Aki isn't home yet. Probably still at his club. He has been working really hard lately. Maybe I should praise him for that. My entire body feels sore and stiff. I just really want some hot water to help me relax and loosen up a bit. I need a bath. Getting into the bathroom, I begin to undress myself, folding my sweaty clothes and tossing them inside the laundry basket, which is halfway full by now. I open the faucet on the tub, letting the water pour in to fill it up. Taking a seat by the washing area by the tub, I fill up a bucket with water and splash it on myself, feeling the warm water soak into my fur and run all the way down my body. Even though the water is perfectly warm, there's always that moment where you shiver from it touching your body. Once I get used to the temperature difference, my entire body begins to relax. The heat from the water only lasts for a few seconds before coming back down to body temp, the air around me serving to cool me down rapidly. With a brush and some soap in hand, I scrub myself as clean as I possibly can. Reaching the spot between my shoulder blades is always tricky and a little uncomfortable, but I manage to do it. I wonder how much easier it would be to have someone else wash my back for me. Back when we were kids, Shoichi and I used to bathe together all the time. Of course, having little kids doing that sort of stuff together means we probably horsed around more than we actually cleaned. Still, it's a very nice memory. Maybe it's something we could revisit at some point. Aki bathes with me on occasion, but less and less these days. Since he's my brother, I don't feel painfully awkward being naked around him, or seeing him naked for that matter. He's just my little brother. Even if I tried, I couldn't bring myself to feel weird about it. It's really nice to have someone to massage my back, although Aki is really lacking in the upper body strength department. Probably a bit too much to ask of someone his age, though. It takes me a good 20 minutes before I feel like I've scrubbed to a satisfactory degree. My fur is completely soaked and heavy, clinging tightly to my body and giving me the appearance of, well, of a wet dog. It makes me feel like I'm twice as heavy, too, and I probably don't look anywhere near as fluffy as usual. Shoichi used to tell me every now and again that I'm surprisingly fluffy for a guy. I suppose I do have a lot of fur. Aki is really similar to me in a lot of ways, but sometimes I catch myself thinking that he doesn't look quite as... I don't want to say delicate, because it feels like a dig towards myself, but no other word seems to come to mind. He definitely doesn't have as much fur as me, that much is a fact. When I was his age, I remember being so poofy that I had to trim my face pretty often so it wouldn't get into my eyes. Luckily, it settled down as I got older, but I guess I still have a lot of fur. It used to bother me a bit when I get taunted for looking a little girly, but when I think about it, Shoichi has always liked me just the way I am. That really makes me happy to think of. I'm gonna try talking to him first thing tomorrow morning. Maybe show up to school early. That way we'll actually have time to talk before class starts. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Before I can space out too much, I rinse myself of all the soap and shampoo until the water begins to run clear. If I want to space out, I can do it while soaking in the tub. Ah, this feels great. Warm baths are just the best. An hour later. The sizzling of the grill echoes loudly in the otherwise silent kitchen. Even if I might not be in the greatest of moods, I still need to make dinner for everyone in the house. Aki sure as shit can't cook, so I can't really expect him to take care of himself. Meanwhile, Mom is, well, Mom. Other than seeing the food I leave for her in the fridge gone the very next day, there are times when I'm not even sure if she came home at all. But she works harder than anything to keep us taken care of, so I'll at least handle the burden while she's home. It's what I've been doing for the past 10 years anyway, so no big deal. From the entrance hall, I hear the sound of a door opening and then quickly closing behind itself. Familiar footsteps echo closer and closer until a certain face pops up. I'm home! Welcome home. You're a little later than usual. Aki drops his bag next to me and walks up to the kitchen counter, leaning on it as he talks to me. Yeah, sorry, I lost track of time. We were doing practice matches today. That's good. Did you do well in them? It was okay, I guess. I won about half of them. Well, a 50% win rate isn't bad. What are you talking about? Of course it's bad. If I can't even win consistently locally, then I'll never qualify for larger competitions. Right now, my best record is qualifying for regionals and getting eliminated on round 1. Baby steps. You don't need to take the whole world by storm in a single try. Easy for you to say. Huh? Aki suddenly cocks his head to the side, scanning my face intently. It's definitely a little bit unsettling. What's up there, buddy? Are you doing good now? Huh? You look like you were having a rough time over the weekend. I did? You spent most of it either frowning, sighing, or locked up in your room. Oh, great. I'm apparently as easy to read as can be. I'm fine. Everyone knows I'm fine never actually means I'm fine. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Yeah, that's right. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!